course, loses the base of her power, right? The person who follows her as the director of the IACW is Carmen Natalia Munoz, who was exiled by the regime and spent 15 years writing and criticizing and documenting the regime. So at the end of the day, Carmen Natalia was vindicated in a serious way because she, as a sort of liberal feminist, gets elevated into this position of directing the Inter-American Commission for Women. So we end volume 2 with some of Carmen Natalia's writing, which is, she's both a poet and an essayist, and it's really powerful writing. So, any other questions?
I guess I'm curious, I work for the library and we've been trying to buy the book, and the whole distribution question is always just so interesting to me as far as Dominican books, and how they go out of print, you can't buy them, or you can't find them, whatever. So it was really expensive because you basically have to hand bring them over, right?
Yes.
And you're selling them at your house.
Right.
But how accessible is it in the Dominican Republic, price-wise, or how's that going? I know you feel like you still have to see what happens. But.
So the AGN committed to publishing 1,000 copies. When the book launch was done, they had published at that point 350. They promised that they would publish the other 750. So basically what's for sale here in the U.S. are the copies that April and I personally shipped from Santo Domingo that they gave to. Those are our authors' copies that we then shipped, and it cost like $1,600 to ship them because they're so heavy, right? And I wanted to ship them with insurance. So April and I are personally selling them through Amazon, and just at the price of covering the cost of shipping them, essentially, here. In Santo Domingo, they can be purchased at the AGN itself, at the Archivo General, and at Librería La Trinitaria, which is one of the remaining handful of independent booksellers in Santo Domingo. Doña Virtudes, who's an old lefty, one of the founders of the Dominican Communist Party, and a virulent critic of Dominican governmental practices and policies. And she has a bookstore that publishes only Dominican authors, Dominican published work by Dominican authors. So she has a consignment of books that we left with Doña Virtudes. That's it right now. Eventually, the AGN's política now is to put what it publishes up on its digital biblioteca. So this will, I think, by next year be available as a PDF, but it's quite a big PDF. So you can do it, but it's and you can search it, right? That's the nice thing. You can download it and use it, and search it and use it as a resource that way. So that's good.
It's great that they do that, because ebooks are still so rare in most of Latin America. I mean, even Brazil, Argentina, people have the habit still of
photocopying
paper books and photocopying. Yeah.
So that is a good thing, and I just got the email from them about signing off on the process for doing that.
So it's going to be open access when they do that?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah, again, that is one of the nice things that
because it's a government entity.
That CASA, has managed to put into place. ¿Alguien me tiene una pregunta?
No, it's a wonderful project. I was thinking about two things. One is Inés María Martiatu. She's the one who edited Lalita, le decían. She was the one who edited Afro-Cubanas.
Sí, okay.
With Daisy Lubiera. And she had a manuscript. I don't know what happened, because she submitted that to Premio de Casa en las Américas, and they gave me the mention 3 years ago about the history of Cuban feminism, and it goes to the 19th century. And I was just thinking about and she was arguing the same thing, that they use the word feminism in Cuba in the 19th century as well.
Well, Camila Nicureña was there too, and she's the daughter of Francisco Nicureña and the sister of Pedro, and so she was a Dominican feminist who came of age and was trained in Cuba.
Yeah, and I was thinking about those pan-Antillean, transatlantic, Afro-diasporic connections that you were talking about. Because you have in Puerto Rico also, the feminism emerging in the 19th century. So
Yeah.
this is.
Well, so that was one of the questions you asked, and the answer is yes, Sonia. Like, there's a lot of correspondence through the newspaper, by the way, because a lot of the correspondence that we were able to find is that women published their letters to each other in the newspapers. So, with some exceptions, it wasn't their actual letters that we found, with some exceptions, right? It was they sent letters to each other that they published in the newspaper. So, un epistolario publicado, basically. So you see an exchange of letters between Mari Blanca Sabas Aloma, la cubana, and Abigail Mejia Fernandez, because Mari Blanca sends Abigail a letter saying, while you Dominican feminists aren't progressive enough, and Abigail loses her mind and writes back to Mari Blanca, and they publish the letters, y se dan su pelita una a la otra, and it's all in the newspaper. It's really,
I'm like Sonia, very impressed with the project. I was, Ana Irma Rivera Lacen was here last week because she was presenting about the crisis in Puerto Rico, and she and Elizabeth Crespo are putting together the second volume
of their book,
of their project. Which is going to be from the 1980s until now. Her project is about.
That's actually one that inspired us too, because that was the first model I think that we saw.
But you know what, Ana Irma, do they know about this? Because somebody did this to be replicated. It's a wonderful project. And when you were talking about the Argentinians that Roberto Casa, got in touch with, there is this guy Horacio Tarcus that I met in Quito, in Ecuador, and this is this wonderful project of a radical archive building. Radical archive throughout the whole region, and this is a wonderful example. Just congratulations. It's a beautiful project.
When I went to Havana, I donated a copy to the Instituto de Literatura Lingüística, which is where the Enriqueña papers are, and I gave a copy to Casa for their library. Because I wanted them to teach. Gracias, Sonia. But I haven't sent it to Puerto Rico yet. Probably one of us will bring it to me.
Noticed it when I went to
Bueno, muchas gracias.
Gracias a ti, gracias a ustedes.
Okay.